Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you all my completed colouring pages I have ever done. The first book is from Floral. I have done a couple of pages in here. I'm going to use cheap pencils. Cheap budget-friendly pencils. Next is from Mindfulness colouring book. I've only done one in here. And again, cheap budget-friendly pencils. Next is Fantasy. I have done a couple in here. Sorry about the noise guys, it's just family, you know, with all this lockdown. I've used gel pens, pencils and water-based marker on here. I've used, on this page, I've used dusted gel pens and I think it's Sharpie for the background. Done a lot guys, so it's hard for me to remember what I've used. Next is Colour Therapy Anti-Stress Adult Colouring Book Amazing Animals, and I've done a couple in here. I've done this one with water-based markers, and I've done this one with water-based markers and a alcohol marker base, my background, sorry. And I've also done this one, which again was alcohol markers for flowers and a water-based marker for the deer. Next is my pretty colouring book. I've done this one. I like these books because they're very quick and easy to do when you just want to just relax and just have a colouring page. I've used alcohol markers for the yellow and the rest is in water-based marker, and this is in gel pen. I do that a lot in these books, the one with the borders around. I use gel pen on the outside. This one is our most recent one I've done. I've used all alcohol mark base and the outside again gel pen. And this one I've done with water-based markers and gel pens for the little flowers. Next is my Monsters and Aliens colouring book. I've only done one in here. And again, water-based markers and gel pen for the outside. Next is Our Little Surprise Little Rebels. I've only ever done one in here and I absolutely love it. I use gel pen, pencils, and I think that was a Sharpie for her hair. Yeah. Next is our therapy colouring book. And I've done this one. I did this one with alcohol markers. And I think that was water-based markers there. Didn't give it a background. I don't usually give backgrounds to patterns. but on this one I did. I've used alcohol markers for the pretty flower things, and I think I used gel pen for the background. Done this one. This is all budget friendly pencils. And I done this one, which was all in Sharpies if I remember. It's been so long. Next is Day of the Dead colouring book. I've only done one in here, and it's this one. I've used alcohol markers and gel pens for the flowers. This one's the most recent one, that's how come I remember so quick. Next is Fabulous and Sparkling colouring book. I've done a couple in here. Did this one in water-based markers and a little bit of gel pen for the crown. I done water-based markers for everything apart from the crowns. I've done that with gel pens on this page. For this one I've done water-based markers, gel pens for the bubbles and pencil for the skin. Next is Colour Therapy Anti-Stress colouring book, Enchanted Fairies, and I've done half of this book if I remember. First we got this one, and this was just budget friendly pencils. Next is this one, budget friendly pencils for the image, and the background was black Sharpie. This one is budget friendly pencils, gel pens and an alcohol marker background. This one I've done with pencils and a Sharpie background. This one I just done with budget friendly pencils. This one I done with budget friendly pencils, Sharpies and water based markers. Yeah. This one I have done with gel pens, water based markers and a Sharpie background. This one I done with pencil, a little bit like a Sharpie I think, and water based markers. It's been so long I can't remember all, to be honest guys. This one I done completely with Sharpies. I remember this one because it's the very first time I ever done a different skin tone. This one I done with pencil and water-based markers, and the background obviously Sharpie. Don't know why back then I used to love doing that. This one is one of my favourites, just cheap pencils, and I tried to do something with their eyeball. I think it turned out okay. This one I done her whole dress and wings in gel pens, a hair in budget friendly pencils, her skin was in pencils, the flowers was also in gel pens, and the background was in Sharpies. This one is pencil for her skin, water-based markers for most of it, And yeah, I think that's it on that page. This one is water-based markers and gel pens for these little snowflakes. It was all over the picture, but I put Sharpies through it all because I thought it looked cool, like, as like that. I think it was too much with too many of them. I done this one in alcohol markers. I absolutely love this one. Oh, I can't even see it, sorry. Love this one. It looks like a statue for me. So I just called them all in grey and it was amazing. I absolutely love how it turned out. This one was one of my very early stages. And I've done this one with budget friendly pencils and that's it. Sorry guys, just nudged you. And this one is also one of my early ones. And I've done this one all with pencils, budget friendly. This one I done with, again, budget friendly pencils and Sharpie for the background, and these little creatures here were in gel pen. This one I done with gel pen and budget friendly pencils, and this one I absolutely love. I did in alcohol markers for her hair, flowers. For the little creatures I done gel pens, and I just leave the skin as white because she looks like really good when she's done white, because I thought if you're colouring skin tone it's going to look a bit odd, just a floating head. So I like the way that she turned out. This one I done with alcohol markers, gel pens and budget friendly pencils. This one I done the same type thing, alcohol markers, water-based markers and pencils. Next is Colour Therapy Anti-Stress Adult Colouring Book Enchanted Worlds. I've only done one in here and this one took me a week to do. I remember how much it took me to do. Oh, where is it? I marked it down but I can't find it. Oh, there it is. This one was all in pencils and a little bit of gel pens for the tops. Absolutely love this book. Picture. It's absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. Next is LOL Surprise Colouring Fun. I only done one in here. I've done alcohol marker base. I think it was Sharpie. Gel pen for here and the little bubble. And the rest was in pencil, just budget friendly pencils. Next is my pirate colouring book. I've done a couple in here. I've done this one, all in alcohol markers. And gel pens for the border, because I do that with these type of books. And this one I done with water-based markers and gel pens for the border. Next is my Mermaid colouring book. I've done a couple in here. I've done this one with water-based marker and gel pen for the border. This one I've done a water-based marker. For skin I've done pencils, and this one I've done water-based marker for the border. Next is Cool Animals colouring book. I've only done one in here, and this is water-based marker only. Next is Tangle Magic. I've done a few in here. Oh, let's zoom it out. This one is done with budget-friendly pencils, and it's a double-page spread. This one I done for St. Patrick's Day in 2019, and again it's just all pencils apart from that little hoof thing, like horseshoe, that is in gel pen. Next I've done this one, and I've done it in gel pens and budget friendly pencils. Next is Secret Garden, and I've done a couple in here. I've done this one in budget friendly pencils and gel pen. Next is Colour Morphia. I done this one. It was in budget friendly pencils and gel pens. This is the very first ever KB Roseanne picture I ever done, and I absolutely adore it. It didn't need a background in my opinion. And I also done this one. And again, budget friendly pencils and gel pens. Next is my colouring book, the girl one, and I done this one, budget friendly pencils again, just normal pencils and a little bit of gel pen. This one again, budget friendly pencils. And this one, again, budget friendly pencils. Next is Enchanted Forest by Johanna Basford. I've done quite a few in here. Done this one in scribblish pencils and gel pens. Next I have done this one in budget friendly pencils. Next I done this one in budget friendly pencils and gel pens. I absolutely love how that one turned out, apart from the background. I just wish I'd never done a background on that picture. I've done this one, got gel pens and budget friendly pencils on it. I've done this one, budget friendly pencils and gel pens, and I've done this one, again budget friendly pencils and gel pens, and this one is the one I try to do shading in the eyes. I never do shading, I'm a straight colourist, never do shading, and I like how it turned out. And I've done this one, and this is my first ever picture I ever done in this book. Gel pens for the background, gel pens for the flowers, and budget friendly pencils for the line, and gel pens for his eyes. This one took me like a month to do. It's the dragon. Budget friendly pencils, and that's it really. Took me forever and a heartbeat to do this one, but it's one of my favourite pictures I've ever done. Next is my fun colouring book, the boy one. I just love getting these out and just colouring them, just the simple pictures. Absolutely love them. This I done with budget friendly pencils. And this one I also done with budget friendly pencils. Next is Keep Calm and Colour Unicorns. I've only done one in here, and it's this one. Just a title page. I done all in pencil. Next is Bumper Christmas Colouring, the dark blue background, and I am working through this front to back. I done this in budget friendly pencils. All these are actually budget friendly pencils. Sorry guys. I done this in budget friendly pencils, this in budget friendly pencils. Done this in budget friendly pencils. And this one in budget friendly pencils. Did these in budget friendly pencils, and these in budget friendly pencils, and that's it in that book. Next is Ivy and Inky Butterfly. I have done this one. It's only the this book belongs to page, and I've done this in scribble pencils and gel pens. Next is Imagine Morphia by Kirby Roseanne. I have only done one in here, and it is the show. All budget friendly pencils and a little bit of gel pen for the key and the hat. Took me a couple of days to do that. Next is tropical colouring. I done this one. And this whole book is double page spreads. Done this one in budget friendly pencils. And this one, budget friendly pencils. And this one, budget friendly pencils. Next is superheroes and villains. I've done this one. It's one of my all-time favourite pictures I've ever done. It's just straight colouring with pencils. And I absolutely love how she turned out. It's one of my very first times I ever done dark skin tones. And I absolutely love her. Next is Healing Colour. I've done this one in pencils. And I did this one in pencils. Next is my giant colouring book. I have done this one. These are all in pencils because the paper is that awful. Excuse me guys. Paper is that awful that it doesn't do any other media, just pencils. Did these two. Did this one. And I have done this one. Next is the Unlimited Colouring Book Therapy. And I did this one. I started off with a darker red here, but then it was like a whip for ages and I couldn't find them pencils anymore. So I just carried on colouring and different pencils, and I just love how it turned out. Next is Colour with Frosty. I have done this one and this one, both in pencils, and I did this one also in pencils. Next is Stress Colouring Book. I've done these two, all budget friendly pencils, because this is one of my very first ever books I ever got to get started back into colouring. I've done this one. He's so adorable. I done the owl, just all pencils. I've done this little house, again pencils. I done this girl with flowers around it, all in pencils. I tried to do like a shade of brown here, but it just looks like a darker brown. And I done this one, also in pencils. I done this one, and again pencils. and this one in budget friendly pencils. I've done these two in budget friendly pencils. I've done this mandala in budget friendly pencils, and I've done this one in budget friendly pencils. Next is mandala colouring book. I've done two in here. I've done this one in, sorry guys, in 2018. So I got the book out the other month, like last month, and I thought, let's do the second one. And I've done this one. The first one was in pencils and gel pens, and this one is in alcohol markers and gel pens for the edges. Next is Playtime Colouring Colouring Fun, and I've only done this one in it, and it is budget friendly pencils. Next is Dark Fantasy Special by Colouring Heaven. Done this one in gel pens and water-based markers. I've done this one in Sharpies and water-based markers. And I've done this one in alcohol markers and gel pens. And I've also done this one in alcohol markers. I've done this one in alcohol markers and gel pens. Quick and simple one. And I've done this one in Sharpies for the background and water-based markers for everything else. And I've done this one in alcohol markers. One of my favourite pictures I've ever done. Next is Greatest Hits 100 Best Colouring Pages by Jade Summer. I have done this one in alcohol markers and gel pens. I did this one in alcohol markers. I did this one in alcohol markers. Did this one in gel pens and alcohol markers. I did this one in alcohol markers. Did this one in alcohol markers also, and gel pens. I did this one in alcohol markers. I've done this one in alcohol markers and this one in also in alcohol markers. I've done this one in alcohol markers and a bit of gel pen. I've done this one in alcohol markers too. And I just finished this one not too long ago in alcohol markers and gel pens. Next is Fantasy Princess Special, and I've only done one here. This one I've done with gel pens, alcohol markers, and I think she looks absolutely adorable. Next is 100 Animals Adult Colouring Book by Jade Summer. Done quite a few in here. Done the stingrays. All my Jade Summer books I use alcohol markers. Now, but you'll know like in a minute. I never used to. This one is alcohol markers. Also this one is in alcohol markers. Also this one is. Also this one is. I did this one in alcohol markers as well. And I done this one in alcohol markers as well. Next I done excuse me. Next is Fantasy's Collection 4 Books in 1 Volume 1 by Jade Summer. I've done quite a lot on here. I've done this one. And that one was in alcohol markers. I done this one. I done hair in alcohol markers, hair shells in wall space markers, her tail in gel pen, and the rest was in budget friendly pencils. This one I done in wall space markers and gel pens and a little bit of Sharpies. This one was alcohol markers and gel pens. This one was alcohol markers. This one was in pencils for the skin and wall space markers for the background and Sharpie for her tail and her bra. Next is this one, and I've done it in wall space markers, gel pens, and I think Sharpie for her tail. I done this one in Sharpies only and gold gel pen for her earrings and pencil for the bubbles. I done this one in pencils, alcohol markers, and gel pens. I done this one in water-based markers, alcohol markers, and pencil for the skin. I used to do that before like ever known that a skin marker was a thing. Pencil for the skin for hair. Water-based markers for the background. Alcohol markers for hair and gel pen for hair stuff. This one I done alcohol markers and gel pen. This one is pencils, alcohol markers, gel pens, and water-based markers. This one I done in water-based markers, nutter, and pencil for the skin. Same with this one, pencil for the skin and water-based markers. This one I done in budget friendly pencils and a little bit of gel pen for the little shells and stars and that. This one I done in water-based markers and alcohol markers. This one I done in gel pens and alcohol markers and a little bit of water-based marker. This one I done in alcohol markers with gel pen. This one I also did alcohol markers and gel pen. This one I did in water-based markers, Sharpies and gel pens. I did this one in Sharpie background and gel pen for hair, and hair skin was in pencil. I did this one in alcohol markers and gel pen. I've done this one in water-based markers and Sharpie background with gel pen. This one is alcohol markers. This one is water-based markers, gel pens and pencils for the background. I did this one in water-based markers, Sharpies for the fish and crab, and gel pen for the backpack and hair dress, and his skin is pencil. This one I've done water-based markers, alcohol markers, pencils, gel pens, literally threw the whole lot on this one. One of my favourites. This one was alcohol markers and pencil with a little bit of gel pen. This one was alcohol markers and gel pen. This one was pencils and water-based markers with a little bit of gel pen. I did this one in alcohol markers and gel pens. Next is Fantasy Collection Volume 2. Like I said in the other video, I am halfway through to completing this. So most of these are in alcohol markers. So I've done this one. I've done this one with water-based skin tone. I've done this one with a water-based, everything's water-based in this one, and gel pen. This one is alcohol markers and water-based pen for the skin. This one is water-based pen and gel pen and I think it was Sharpie background. This one is completely alcohol markers and gel pens for the butterflies and the horn and the eyeball. I done alcohol markers and gel pen for this one. I done water-based excuse me guys, water-based markers and a little bit of alcohol markers and gel pens on this one. This one I done water-based markers, alcohol markers, gel pens. Absolutely love that one, that's absolutely adorable. This one I done with water-based markers and I think that's it on this picture. Oh, and gel pen for the eyes. This one, water-based markers and gel pens for the eyes. This one I absolutely hate, like completely hate. It's just a hot mess. This is just like water-based markers and alcohol markers and gel pens. This one is pencils, scribblers pencils. This one was gel pens for the background, gel pens for the jewels, water-based markers for the actual pen, the unicorn, sorry. This one was alcohol markers, Sharpies, I remember, and gel pens for the little gate and stars. This one was water-based markers and a bit of gel pen for the horn. This one was water-based markers, Sharpies, gel pens. This one was water-based markers and Sharpie for the main. This one was alcohol markers and gel pen. This one was gel pen and Sharpie, I think, for the background. This one was budget friendly pencils, and again budget friendly pencils. This one was alcohol markers, water-based markers and gel pens. This one was pencils. This one was Sharpies, gel pens, and that's it. This one was Sharpies and gel pens. This one was water-based markers and gel pens. This one was water-based markers, and that's an alcohol markers for the unicorn, and gel pen for the horn and eyes. I done this one in Sharpies for hairdress, gel pens for the hearts, water-based markers for everything else. This one was pencil for the skin, water-based markers for everything else. This one, same thing as before. Skin was pencil and the rest was water-based marker. This one was water-based marker and pencil for the skin. This one was water-based marker, pencil for the skin and gel pen. This one was water-based markers, gel pen and pencil for the skin. This one was alcohol markers. This one was also alcohol markers. This one was water-based markers, alcohol markers, and that's it. This one is water-based markers and gel pens. This one was water-based markers and a little bit of gel pen. This one was alcohol markers. This one was alcohol markers and gel pens. This one was gel pens, water-based markers and pencil for the skin. This one is alcohol markers, this one was an alcohol markers. This one was water-based marker, alcohol markers, gel pen, pencil for the skin. This one was all alcohol markers. This one was alcohol markers and water-based for hairdress. This one was alcohol markers also. This one was pencil for the skin alcohol markers for the outfit and a bit of the chair, and the rest was in water-based markers. Next, I'm going to show you out of the dreaded folder. But first, I'm going to show you these two. I done this one in pencil and gel pen, and I done this one also in pencil and gel pen. Oh, sorry guys. I did this one in pencil and gel pen. I did this one in alcohol markers. I did these in pencil, both of them. I did these also in pencil. I did these in pencils. I also did these ones in pencils. Did these in pencils. I did these in pencils as well. I also did these in pencils. I did these in pencils as well. I did these in pencils as well. Sorry about the dogs. Did these in pencils as well. And I did these in pencils as well. Did these ones in pencils as well. And I did these in pencils as well. I did these in pencils. These are all like my earlier stage ones. Did these in pencils. Sorry about all the dogs. I did these in pencils. Did these in pencils. Did these in budget pen and pencils as well. Just all these are in pencils at the minute. Did this one in water-based markers. Did this one in pencils. Did these in pencils as well. Most of these in this folder is all in pencils. And these are my very first stages of colouring. And finally guys, if you stayed this long, I've got 2 completed colouring books. I'll just give you a quick flip through of each book, but these 2 are both going to be on separate videos in the future. So I have my animal colouring book. And Things That Go colouring book. that's all my completed colouring pages I have ever done as of May 2020. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell down below, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye!